There are about 75 jockeys at the fairgrounds. Some of them have been riding there for more than a decade.
When you spend that much time in a location, well, you get kind of attached to it. We talk with three men whose combined racing experience at the track is more than 40 years. Now that the old grandstand is in ruins, more than 70 jockeys are temporarily out of work. Veteran rider C.J. Woodley didn't know about the fire until he came to the track this morning.
And I looked to my left and I didn't see no more building. I said, oh my goodness, it all burned down. And then it hit me what kind of disaster it really was. And the first thing I thought was, well, I wonder if the jockey room burnt.
Not only was the jockey room burned, it was gutted.
Down the middle of the track, it's
the jockey room is where the riders keep all their equipment: boots, hats, saddles, and riding silks. Longtime jockeys have $6,000 to $8,000 worth of equipment. Now it's all gone up in smoke. But this morning, these three veterans had already ordered new gear.
Hopefully everything will go well and we'll get back to work before long. Because like a lot of the people back here on the backside that work, the trainers, and they make more money when they're running their horses and winning races. And also the grooms and all the exercise people, all the personnel.
Fortunately, there was no loss of life in this tragedy, but there was a loss of tradition. If all goes well, in a couple of weeks, the horses will be back on this track. But even then, the jockeys say things just will not be the same.
When you drive up, you see the old clock. I mean, I remember when I used to come here a long time ago, they had that old looking clock up there. I don't think they'd ever took it down right up on top of the jockey room. I mean, you know, it just won't be the same.
For me, this is all I know is horses, what I've always done. And I'm on a horse in the morning and you get over there and can see in the buildings. I think it's a good-looking building. And you can look over there now and you just can't see it no more.
From now on, the old building will be nothing but a memory. The fire will go down in the history books. But the spirit of racing lives on.
If you look on the corner top part of that grandstand over there, there's a flag still flying up there. The wind must have kept it some kind of way. But, you know, maybe that's a good sign. That flag didn't burn through all that heat. It's still flying up there, so maybe that's a good sign.
Another good sign, by the way, jockeys will resume training the horses tomorrow.
That is good. Well, the New Orleans Fairgrounds is the third oldest racetrack in the nation. Later in sports, Doug Greengard takes a look at the history of the track and talks to some people who remember the old days. That story coming up in just a few minutes.
Still ahead on Eyewitness News at 6, a local